Oh, here we go. Hello, everyone. This is going to be a very specific type of video. The intent is to support the onboarding process for joining CoopCrowd or the cooperative methods of income generation, creation, flow, etc., etc. Up until a few days ago, there was basically only one way of doing it. That was through CoopCrowd.com. And as I switch over here, you can see what I'm talking about. However, that's changed a little bit. Uh, I should say it's changed a lot, especially if you listen to the developer, David Rosen, because there's now what he calls co-op business, and that is this right here. But both of them work very much, very like the other, and they have some unique, or I'll say some common points of clarification. So what I'm going to do first of all, and this has to do with onboarding, particularly paying with a credit card. So the way it is generally recommended is we're going to just go in and I'm going to show you. So if we go here, I'm going to just log into my CoopCrowd site and show where I am there. I'm going to sign in. I have a certain type of interface here. I think what I'm going to do is do it a different way. I'm going to log out. And I'm going to log into Co-op Business. Now, you can see because I'm a CoopCrowd member, this is all in the beginning. However, so I actually have a presence here. Yeah, we'll see what we do with it. But I'm going to come in here and we're going to look in, because this is what people are going to see irrespective. You see they're both very much alike. And in this case, I am active on the Co-op 28 side or level, but the Co-op 280 side I'm not, so I would have to activate that. And in that case, I would need to actually get a Co-op 28, as it's called, token. No, I think that would mean my Co-op 280 token, but I would still need to do that. So if I were going to activate, this is what we would be doing here. I'm going to unchecking these. I would check this one here, and you can see I'm seeing things about this that are different now. This was nice, actually. If I want just one of these, you can see it's a Co-op 280 token, and I would need to be prepared to pay this amount plus network fees. And so if I clicked go to the next, and I click using credit card, this is where I would be. So I would be then at $312 I'd need to be paying. And they're saying write this down. They're showing you the instructions, etc. And you click continue. And now this is where it takes you. It takes you to Invity. .io, and this is where you're going to start seeing and buying your crypto, being able to pay by credit card. And this is where I kind of got off the bus, okay? And so make a note of that, because this window that we just had here is still open, and so I'm closing that window as well. I'm backing out of all of that. So now, with that in mind, and you see, and this is no judgment on Invity or anything else, it simply was my reaction to it, and I started looking for some, what I considered a better way of approaching this. And that better way, for me at least, is MoonPay. So I'm going to go right up here and show you the MoonPay site. And actually, it might even be best because now if I do this, I've used MoonPay on several occasions, and on the very first time I did it, I used it. I didn't do it this way. I didn't know what it was, but I used one of my browsers. In this case, I used MetaMask. Now, I say browsers, my wallets. MetaMask is a Web3 wallet. It is actually installed as an extension in my Chrome browser. You can also install this on Brave as well, maybe some others. But this is one of the first Web3 browsers, which is naturally or by default an Ethereum-based. It supports multiple blockchains. Okay, now Ethereum, USDC, etc., are all some of the cryptocurrencies that can be purchased, that can be used to purchase tokens from CoopCrowd. So just simply installing MetaMask will get you an activated Ethereum blockchain, and now you would have to populate it with some crypto. Okay, and just as before I go to that, I'm going to show you one other. I'm going to show you one other. Here we go. This is a wallet called Exodus. Now, MetaMask, the one you just saw, is considered a non-custodial wallet. It's a Web3 non-custodial wallet. Exodus is a non-custodial wallet. It began its life as a separate desktop application, and I see it. I got it right here, which it's been around for quite a few years, and it has gone from strictly a desktop application to being available on smartphones and tablets, and now most recently they have a Web3 version of it too, multi-chain. And that is the point about MetaMask. MetaMask is multi-chain. You can have multiple blockchains on the same wallet. However, and in fact, the Exodus wallet supports Solana as one of its chains that you can have, as well as Ethereum. On the other hand, MetaMask, which has Ethereum and other blockchains such as Avalanche, GoChain, Kronos, Binance Smart Chain, and more. These are just ones that I have on here at this point for my own part of my own bag, my crumbs, if you will. However, so it's the same, but Solana is not one of the blockchains that the MetaMask wallet supports at this time. So Exodus does. And the cool thing about any of them, though, is that I have MetaMask installed on my tablets, on my smartphone, and you can also sync them up so that, first of all, the databases are the same, the information is the same. When you make a transaction on one, it's recorded on all of them because they're all connected to the same blockchain, and the one blockchain has all the information, keeps track of it all, and so no matter which window you're peering into the record from, it's going to give you the same fundamental data and information. So here's the deal. The reason I bring these up, there are many, many, many wallets, but this was still about how to fund your CoopCrowd account in whichever one you were going to do. And for example, I'm jumping back over here now to my regular CoopCrowd, and you saw where we were as far as what I needed to do. So I was going to buy a token. Now in this case, I'm looking here at a Co-op 250 token from in CoopCrowd instead of a Co-op 280 token, and we have the same situation here in the sense that to buy that Co-op 280 or 250 token here, it doesn't matter which it is, I would need to then provide this information. Two things I got to do. One is you got to select the token that you're going to use and how to do it. It defaults to USDT on Ethereum blockchain, but you can also select Ethereum itself, etc. Now, if I were, see, let me go back here. I want to do this. I want to do one. I want to do this. And it wasn't so much about using the crypto, it was about using a credit card. And you can see the same thing happens when you come up with the amount, whatever that amount is. You have to select what's the amount you're going to, or the medium you're going to use. You got to do that with either one. So this is 0.19843 ETH if I'm using Ethereum. And if I went further, great decision to pay now. So now here's the deal. To pay with credit card, it would tell you to click here. And does this look familiar? This is where it would take you. This here is where I stopped. So coming right back to this, what you basically would do is go to, if you're using one of these two wallets that I mentioned, if I'm using MetaMask, well, I don't have that much ETH in my MetaMask. So in this case, I click buy. And here is where you start to see you've got Coinbase Pay. I don't use that. I have never used it. Transact, haven't used that at all. But here is MoonPay. This I have used. And so basically I click here, it takes you to the MoonPay wallet, not wallet, but to the MoonPay account. And remembering how much I need 0.19842. So in this case, I would be adding in, let's see, 300, 350. That's 0.2. So for $350, I would get 0.2 and some change of ETH. And from there, I would go on to the next point, and it would then, now because I have done this before, it actually has some debit card numbers already in here. Because this will be your first time, you won't get this. It would be asking you for your email address, and then you would begin the process of giving them their information that they request so that they can establish this and also confer or confirm that it is you. Now, when it is all done, you will then get to a place where you're seeing these, where your order has been placed, it has been verified, it's processed, and then delivered. You would also, from your email address that they gave you, you would see all of those things checked. And then afterwards, you can use this for any one of those wallets. So, for example, if I were using, there's something called Nifty. I have for example, the Phantom wallet. And I keep track of some of these things. Here's the Phantom wallet. This is the one that uses Solana and Solana-based coins, which includes USDC, USDT. Okay, if I wanted to buy them, I can select either one of these and then click on there, and it'll say where it's going, say the amount, etc. And then when I put that amount in, since I'm not going to be doing that, but I click on next, You see, it'll select on MoonPay, and then here it would do the same thing. Now in this case, that's the amount that I'd be putting in. If I'm putting in 100, I'd be getting $94. And then to click continue, you see, MoonPay, because I've done this before, MoonPay already recognizes this, and then it's ready to just get the job done. Your only real issue to begin with is just beginning and following that through to the point that you actually have established, sent them the information that they are requesting, confirmed your address, not your address, I'm talking about your email address, your phone number is most likely, your cell number, etc. So those are the ways that they can identify as you, because you will also be the one that makes the final approvals on all of these things. But once you have it set up, you can, as you can see, you can use different wallets and still be able to access MoonPay, because even the Exodus wallet, which I didn't show you, if you were selecting buy through it, MoonPay is one of, or would be one of the options, at which point in time, if you set it up front, it's going to recognize it. And if you haven't, you do that first time, no matter which wallet you're using. And there are other wallets that use and have the same ability. The Trust wallet, for example, is another one that does support all of these steps that we've mentioned. So that is what I wanted to show you. This is the alternate way of purchasing crypto, which you would then, once it is within your wallet, then you bring that invoice up in CoopCrowd, or you create a new one, because it could time out. If you don't fulfill it, the world doesn't end. So you just create a new one with that amount. And it's best to get a little bit more than you need, put a bit more in your balance than you need. I tend to suggest using ETH, because ETH on the Ethereum network, ETH is also the gas. And so whatever you're going to be using, you're going to also have to allocate and have some amount for gas. If you purchase USDT, USDC, all of that, that's well and good. But if it's Ethereum based, you're going to need some ETH in there in order to make the transaction occur. And I know a lot of people who may not understand that may simply have, okay, I've got my USDT, for example, and they still can't do this. And you get the frustration stuff because people don't want to admit when they feel stupid and they don't know something. And it's really, not knowing and also being stupid is not a crime. Okay. But the point is, you cannot know something that you don't know, and you cannot learn it unless you feel and you're in that situation. So this is one of the things that can be frustrating, and oftentimes is people are frustrated by themselves and they don't want to be sharing that frustration with others. Frustration is okay. Not knowing is okay. This is part of learning. So I've been able to do this for less than 20 minutes. That's good. I hope this is helpful to you, and I hope this is a suitable alternative. I found it to be a really good and reliable alternative to not having to actually go buy some tokens off of an exchange, which is a far more complicated process. So I will leave you with that, and welcome to CoopCrowd. Welcome to cooperative fundraising. Thank you.